Hello. Who's
Arr,
that?
matey.
Hello.
That
Hi.
doesn't look like Tom.
Oh, hi. There's Tom.
Oh, where?
Right. If everyone's seeing the same order I'm seeing.
Get him.
And that's Sam.
Yeah,
This is Steve.
it
Oh, hey,
says,
our names are there. We don't have to introduce
We have name
ourselves anymore.
tags. We
I'm
have name
I'm
holding my
going to
tags.
hand.
stop introducing myself. If people can't read, I don't care if they know who I am or not.
Can we change our name tags live?
Live? That would be cool.
Yeah. Maybe not.
I'll break something.
The podcast where we take a break live to.
Can I change Steve's name?
Ooh, that's a scary thought.
No. We could just fight and change each other's names the whole time.
Oh, no. Somebody did. Looks
Somebody
like
did
our
what?
producers
Oh my
can't-
God, how are you doing that?
Oh no, I didn't do it.
Oh,
Our stream's been hacked.
oh my gosh. It's the whoa.
Thomas,
It's
Sam
the
K.
giant hand from above.
Special K, Sam.
It's the invisible hand of live streams.
Yeah.
Sweet.
By the way, any Steve-O you may have heard of, I predate them. I had the name before they
Predate.
They
Did you know Tesla?
ruined it? Personally, no.
The
I was
pharaohs?
smart enough for someone like
Professionally?
Do you remember when the Great Pyramids were being built and
Yeah,
Go out
cybersecurity
to-
was a lot easier then.
we go out to the bar there and
Cybersecurity was a lot easier during the time of the Great Pyramids. I think. We don't really have a good hieroglyphics record of that. I just suspect it. I know it was easier in the 1800s, where all you had to worry about was when did the telegraph come out? I don't know. Wires being eavesdropped on,
Marconi.
clipped.
Oh, but there were wires.
Yeah,
So that
telegraph
was when there
before
were
Marconi.
trains.
Yep.
So there were telegraphs for the trains.
And there was no way to verify the person on the other end other than they claim who they are. And people did recognize patterns, so they could tell who an operator was from the pattern of their dots and dashes.
Did they? Really?
Yeah.
How do you know?
Don't you remember?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So what are we talking about today besides the pyramids and telegraphs and
I think it
Tesla?
should appear on the screen.
What we're talking
Should
about today?
Yeah. Oh, there it
Defensive
goes.
teams often begin responding after the attacker has already gained the initiative.
Well, I mean, that's just the way.
Let me
that's just
play
the nature of
devil's
it.
advocate. What if the attacker gains the initiative, hacks the company, everything starts going down, and they don't do anything?
So there's no defensive team.
Well, then they
Because-
don't.
Because they
Hello?
can't, or they don't
Respond
know,
after.
or
Well,
they didn't have a
it's
plan,
an
or
option.
what?
It's an option, right? It's
It
an
is.
option. Doing
There-
nothing's always an option, right?
Yeah, and there are plenty of instances.
I like that option.
Nobody.
I was hearing that who was it? Somebody did a study on it, maybe it was IBM, but I don't recall, about generally speaking, a company that has a cybersecurity team, if they get hacked, that cybersecurity team is not the first to know. It's either the customers
Oh, the trick
or
question.
the hacker calls them up and says, "Hey, bro, give me Bitcoin."
Or they're
And
the first
That's
to
how
know.
they find out.
But they didn't realize it was happening. Like when the DHS got hacked, and they have two times they said it was a false positive, and before they finally said, "Oh yeah, we've actually got a breach here." So DHS network intrusion.
That's what happened at Target years ago when their
Oh yeah,
sales
yeah.
were all
with
hacked.
the-
They were getting alerts all over the place. They were, but
so
they're
all
like,
these-
"No, it's another alert."
another false positive.
False
Yeah.
positive.
Yeah, everything's false positive.
Well, also I think just the idea that someone's a defender, you're always going to be behind the ball, because that means you don't do anything until something happens.
Yeah,
That's why it's better to be preemptive and assume the
shoot through the door.
no, assume
What do you mean?
that-
No, it's
somebody's already in your system and be ready.
This is not legal advice.
No.
The attackers always have the advantage.
Yes.
do they? Not in
Unless-
martial arts. In martial arts, they have the disadvantage. Then
It
why is
is-
it not the case, right? Why doesn't that apply to computer systems then?
Yeah, why doesn't it?
Well, hold on. Okay, so in martial arts,
Mhm.
someone goes to attack you, you try to take their energy and use it
There are
against
many
them.
different strategies. That's just one. But yeah.
Oh, okay.
So how can you apply that to a computer network?
Yeah, because they're revealing their intent as soon as they start to launch an attack.
Hack
And
them
then
back
you
even
get to see
harder.
what they're doing.
Yeah.
So why don't we do that with computer systems? You know,
We
information
do.
systems?
That's why we have our company that does that. I don't
Everyone's
think
got
anyone
everything
else
so
does.
neat and tidy, and they know when somebody's in the room with them, right?
Yep. Any action an attacker takes makes them very noisy and very visible if you have Ridgeback. Preemptive security. What do you call it, Tom? Assume the compromise.
Always assume compromise.
Always assume compromise.
Always assume someone's in the room with you.
Yeah. So Tom was saying this before the whole zero. What's it called? Zero trust came
Zero
out.
trust. Unless you're talking about those planes.
No, they might have been a little before you. So assume the compromise, which basically means don't count on your firewall to keep out the bad guy. Make your network the type of place where if somebody starts doing something they shouldn't, you know about it. Anyway.
Nothing's bad until the machine tells you, hey, something bad is happening.
Yeah, it's frustrating when somebody sees something in their systems and they don't know what it is. It looks very suspicious, and they just assume that it must be okay. I don't know what it is, but it must be.
Oh,
Okay.
it's just the network. The network's weird. That's okay.
Yeah, it's just
It's
weird.
impossible to
that.
know everything going on your network, right?
Of
No,
course
There's
you
just,
are.
there's just
You're
traffic
responsible
going
for it.
everywhere.
No.
It's just crazy in there.
but you can be lazy. That's always an option.
I'm not crazy. I'm just lazy.
Yeah.
I like it because it rhymes. And the best
I
advice
know,
is rhyme.
right? It should be a new catchphrase for someone not us.
It's like a new Pearl slogan.
Yeah, I'm not crazy. I'm just lazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the idea is that if you're lazy enough, you will automate things so that you don't have to do it again. And people might call you crazy for doing that, but you're not crazy. You're just lazy.
That's
I think it was Larry Wall.
yeah.
Am I
Larry
repeating
Wall.
that name? In the Perl, talking about Perl, said a good programmer is lazy and has hubris. So that basically, when you
There's one more.
you want to, yeah, I know there was a third one, and I don't
Laziness,
see my Perl
hubris,
book.
and
Drop it in the chat if you know what they're talking about. Because I
yeah,
know.
yeah. If you know
Perl,
what we're talking about.
Programming Perl from O'Reilly, the book. It opens up with talking about how the best programmers are labory, full of hubris, and something else that we can't remember.
Coffee. Full of coffee.
No.
That's all you need is caffeine, because when you program fast, it makes things happen fast. I mean,
Yeah.
like using an LLM. Here we go. So vibe coding can lead to vibe crime.
Vibe crime and Suno. So
Yeah, talk
Suno,
about that.
Suno's that AI service that makes music for you. You say, I want a rock song with a theme is about my dog got rabies and, went after the French president and whatever. The
Vice versa.
yeah. Somebody broke into Suno, their servers, and found evidence that Suno itself was engaged in piracy to download all of this music off of YouTube and some other music services, so that when people go to make their songs, it's like black and white. The songs that you have made are derived from this pirated music that Suno went and got, illicitly.
So
that's
who
what
committed
the
crime
news.
there?
That's what
the
the
ones
news
who broke
says.
in, or the
I'm
ones?
not a court of law. What's that again?
Who committed the crime? The ones who broke in, or the ones who pirated the
Both.
music?
Both. They're
Yeah.
both crimes. Absolutely. You've got people out there that create the content and they put it up on YouTube, and then somebody steals it, and then somebody says, "Oh, I need a song that's like this," and they take that song and they modify it some and give it to them.
Yeah.
That's unethical.
Well, it's just like with text-based AIs, you can get full books out of it because it's pirated. And
it's the piracy bubble.
LLMs are really,
they can do it, but we can't do it.
The internet condensed down.
How did they get the whole book?
By putting in like a piece of it, and the next most likely word is the next word in the book. So open up with I don't know, start with something famous like call me Ishmael or whatever that one is. Yeah. And it'll probably give you the whole book. Keep prompting it. Yeah.
I'd like to see
how. I don't know. I've never done it.
Kind of just like goes off on like a new storyline.
Yeah. There was something about Harry Potter. It did it with Harry Potter. They were able to get it to dump chapters out or something like that.
Yeah. Just
and Google is specifically, right? So they had this Google Scholar or Google Books or whatever where people could go and look at an excerpt book, but they couldn't show it all because of the agreements with the publishers. But then they took all those books and they fed them into Gemini. And now when you ask things, it's just fed right out of the books that you weren't supposed to be able to have access to. Google said, no, don't worry. We won't give access. Just let us index. And so this is all searchable. And then they go to your website and they can buy the book from you, Mr. Publisher. We won't ever give the book away. But, they just packed all the books into their Gemini AI and said, here, public, have all the books.
Nina, that's hilarious. Yeah, I don't think the users are criminals, just people who hack in to try and find all the background data. And of course, the LLMs themselves that are scraping everything. I hear that they ignore robots.txt, which is a file that websites have that they put on there, specifically instructions for scrapers like search engines and stuff, to tell them what they are and are not allowed to go to.
That's like putting a no trespassing sign in your yard and expecting the burglar to obey it.
Yeah, exactly. Or just passing a law saying it's wrong. That'll solve everything.
That's wrong. Wrong. Don't do that. Wrong.
Yeah, we believe in actually enforcing what you plan on having. If you want it, you need to enforce it, basically. Again, look at Ridgeback. But you can claim you know what your network looks like, and you can have all sorts of cool ideas on how you want your network to be shaped, but actually enforcing that is harder to do.
Well, I mean, you have all this expensive, fancy equipment, and you had to convince a bunch of people that it was a good idea to buy it, and it was worth the time to set it up. And you got your configuration screens and you set it up and things work. Success. Call it a day. Nobody's screaming. Everybody's happy. Things just must be working. And maybe, best case scenario, they are for a little bit because we know the networks never change, right?
Never.
Or they continue to work even after the hackers come in and steal all your data and just never told you. How often do you think that's happened?
Yeah, well, the dwell time used to be how many months? 7 or 8?
Yeah, and now it's like hours.
No, the dwell time could still be very, very long.
Oh, yeah.
You're like right. A hacker's on the system and you don't know it and he's just hanging out.
People who don't know they've been hacked still have dwell time.
Yeah.
So someone might have hacked you 5 years ago, and they still have control of your network now.
It's been possible to burn through a network in like 30 seconds for years and years and years. It just hasn't been in the news.
Automating and scripting it, yeah. Probably because attackers intelligent enough to script it, right? Don't get caught. Well.
There are a lot of orgs that are confused about zero trust.
Oh, zero
Can you
trust
give a
is
101 version of zero trust?
zero
Didn't-
trust is simply what it says. You don't trust that anyone is who they say they are. You
Are they
recall-
still?
What's an anyone?
So the DoD was doing that, and they might have ditched it, but I'm not sure.
What do you remember about it? So the idea behind zero
someone was
trust
telling
is
me.
just because you're in the network or just because you're coming from a trusted location doesn't mean that you should be trusted. You still need to prove who you are.
Let's see.
It's kind of
So
like
like we have this whole idea that you're like
23.
in the network, you're in the castle walls, and the outside the castle walls is like the dangerous zone where all the bad guys are.
right.
So once you're inside and you're like from server to server, or from workstation or from camera to, you got all your stuff inside, you say, oh yeah, well, we know all these machines. I trust them all. And well, you still we know as software people that you still have to do input validation, and you still have to have your data encrypted in transit and at rest and simple stuff like that. But it's the main idea is that you have a higher level of verifying the messages, who they're sent from. When we say who, we mean the machine and the system, the
location,
ports and the applications and stuff like that. They have the right signatures, even when you're inside the castle walls.
Yeah.
Did I explain that good, Steve?
I don't
You
know.
probably have a different way
It
of
made
explaining
sense
it.
to me.
Trust
but
no
it's-
one.
Yeah, it's like sitting in the castle wall, sitting in front of the treasury. I'm the guard in front of the treasury, and I just let whoever comes up to me walk in, because if they're in the castle, they obviously had to show their ID to the guards at the wall to get in, so I can trust them, right?
Oh, how about an employee badges into the office, but
Yeah.
they still have to badge in to go to the conference room or to go to this or that?
Yeah, that's an example. Another one would be you got a text from your boss, and it says, go out and buy $500 worth of gift cards and go set them on this park bench. And you do it because it's your boss, and you don't want to get in trouble. That's an example of not using zero trust. Zero trust just means to verify. Just assume that everything is potentially compromised and verify everything.
Especially you, Steve.
Well, I know everything is compromised. Or do you mean especially from me?
You haven't verified yourself to me yet today, actually.
Yes, you mean this? You mean holding up 3 fingers? Wait, that was probably rude. I mean holding up
Oh my gosh, I can't believe you did that.
Uh-oh. I
There
hope
I
this
am.
doesn't mean something bad.
This is a
in
worldwide
another
show.
country.
I'm sure
I couldn't find my menu.
we're making someone angry.
So zero trust is deeply entwined with the government.
Don't trust
Our
the
government?
We all know that.
Yes. Yes.
All the government.
And the documents surrounding it are Byzantine.
Okay, that was a pretty concise.
But yeah,
summary.
trust no one. There you go. Just don't trust anybody, and you're good.
That's right. So, say for example,
anything.
someone tells you that if you want to be able to play this game without purchasing it, all you have to do is download the game and then run the script that they hand you. And never mind that it empties your crypto accounts. Never mind that it takes your banking passwords and sends it off to someone on the other side of the world. Just it lets you play the game. Trust no one. Don't trust the zeros.
Trust no one. Don't trust anyone or anything.
I've actually heard it
Anything's
said, and this is more of a social thing, a people thing, trust but verify. Go ahead and believe people, but verify.
A series of riddles.
Yeah, you have to keep proving you are who you are as you go from Sphinx to Sphinx. Wait,
Is
I
there
think
more
I'm
than
getting
one
that
Sphinx?
mythology messed up.
I thought there was just one Sphinx.
I thought the Sphinx regenerated 2 heads when you cut off one. No, that was the Hydra.
No.
Is the Sphinx at the center of the maze? No, that's the
No.
Minotaur. I don't remember.
That was like the cat with the wolf face or something.
No, it's the wolf with the cat face. I still have this image of the French president biting my dog and giving it rabies because of what Tom said earlier.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, that was about a song. That's right.
That was a Stephen King book, wasn't it?
Probably.
They were trapped in the car, and the French. Well, no, I won't proceed.
Don't tell them any of the plot of Cujo, or they'll get the whole book from the LLM.
They will. It'll be awful.
Okay.
And then we'll all cry because copyright's been violated.
Yeah. So this is actually a good question from David. What is the cost of moving second? Wouldn't we want to move first with zero trust and preemptive mindset? And that's exactly right. The cost of moving second is the other guy, the bad guy, has the initiative. You are following what they do instead of making it hard for them to do anything from the start. You do want to move first.
Actually, jot it down. Give me a moment while I pull up my note that I wrote.
Okay. Sam will entertain us while you're pulling up your notes.
Can he dance?
Yeah. Okay. So.
Okay, I'm ready.
Attackers invent new attacks. The end of my story. Okay.
Wait, just let me, because I'm an old guy and I might forget. So I anticipated this. I was ready for this, and so I'm like, I need not market speak, not whatever, right? But really at the heart of what I believe is what people should be thinking about and doing. So First and foremost, they should have an orderly and understandable infrastructure. And I harp on this all the time. It's from chaos to order. People have messed up systems and they think they've got their arms around it, and they don't. They really don't. And when they see an anomaly in their system, they just write it off and say, well, I don't know. It's just doing what it does. Yeah. You need to understand everything going on. If you don't, then you need to try harder, because it's in a business environment where things are critical and big money's on the line or lives are on the line. Don't shirk, right? Don't shirk the responsibility of if it's your job to know all this and understand it, then do it. So orderly and understandable infrastructure. The other one is you should make it difficult to hide in the infrastructure. So imagine a basketball court, right? If no one can hide in a basketball court, they walk out into it and you're like, there you are, or a football field, right? But if it's a thick forest, then yeah, they can hide, right? There's lots of trees they can get behind, or maybe dig a hole or something. You don't want your infrastructure to be a place where it's easy for people to hide. So make it so that it's difficult for them to say, oh, I can just make it look like I'm doing something, and they'll just ignore me because they don't really know what's going on. And then another one is hacking, and you need to make it so that hacking and penetration testing, which you think of them as the same thing. Penetration testing, think of that as just a test event. Somebody's trying to break your system to see how reliable it is. So make it so that hacking or pen testing is either compute or labor intensive, not easy. So a lot of people, here you can think of it in terms of physical security. If you've got somebody's got a mansion and they build a fence around the property, nobody can get into that mansion until they crawl through that fence. They just can't.
Or over it.
Right, or over. Yeah. Or they blow it up or whatever.
Right.
But you need to make it so that it's not super simple and super easy. Think of it another way. So there's this concept of jump servers in networks, and you could say there's a machine I could get into, but I can't log into it directly. I've got to go through this other machine, and then I can log into it, right? So it's 2 hops to get to wherever you need to go. That's an inconvenience. That can be an inconvenience, but that's much more of an inconvenience for an adversary than it is for you. So because an adversary, especially if they don't know about the jump server, doesn't realize that there are other assets hidden in this other place, this other segment. That's kind of the segmentation's another way to achieve this also. So they have to go through these different zones. A DMZ. If you just think, if you're old school and you think of perimeters and firewalls, and if I just keep them out of the perimeter, then I'm okay. And so you can have a DMZ, demilitarized zone, where they come from the internet or the WAN and they drop into there, and they have to go into there before they get into the Chewy center of the main networks.
Yeah.
And then the last thing is, if at all possible, make it so that they detect themselves and you don't have to detect them.
Make them very noisy.
You want to make sure that anytime anyone does something in the network, it's highly visible. And this just goes back to the difficult to hide, right? So make it so that logging is a perfect example here. If everything is logged, then you've got evidence that everything has happened. But like what we've seen is there's a lot of stuff that you can do in layer 2 of the network, for example, or just stealthily doing some IPv6 stuff such that they don't get logged. Nobody notices. If somebody goes through and does a half open SYN scan across all your ports and you're not looking for that specifically, you won't see it. Your OSs won't log it because a connection was never made. I remember talking to some guys. They were the professional security guys in charge, and this was so embarrassing. It was a huge, important company, and I won't name them, but it was a huge, important company, and you think, oh my gosh, they must have these awesome best guys.
Yep.
And they were talking, and they essentially were talking about reconnaissance scans. So you can go into a network and you can do like what's called a half open SYN scan, where you see if a port's open, you see if a service is available, but you don't actually connect to it, but you can come back later if you want to.
Right. Basically, you're not making noise on the server.
So someone went through and they like poke at different IP addresses, and you don't even know if that IP address is there or not, right? So you need to poke at it. You need to do the scan. And they claimed that if somebody does reconnaissance, if an adversary, a bona fide bad guy, comes into their network and tries to do reconnaissance and does not find anything, then it's okay, because there's no, and I'll use their words explicit. They said there's no victim, right? So in their mind, this was like really, really baked into their psyche and their institutional way of doing things, that unless something was actually broken into, stolen, unless that happened, there was no action to take. You didn't need to worry about it. Their jobs were fine. There was no liability. Doesn't matter if there's a bad guy in the network. Doesn't matter, because unless they did something that actually harmed something, there's no victim and it's all okay.
So that would be like saying, well, they just rattled the door. They didn't actually try and open it.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So to recap these, this is preemptive cybersecurity. The way, if I had to describe it, and I knew that this was going to come up, that I would say you need your network infrastructure needs to be orderly and understandable. Somebody needs to know it all of what's going on. It needs to be difficult to hide in the infrastructure. Hacking and also penetration. I say penetration testing with hacking because you don't want to wait for hackers to test your stuff. You want to do that on your own with a pen tester, either in your guys, right? So hacking and penetration testing is either compute or labor intensive. So if you hire a pen tester to come in, you don't want him to say, "Oh yeah, it was easy." You want him to come in and say, "Man, your stuff gave me a hard time." And then the last thing is, the goal is to your ultimate goal is to make the hacker or pen tester detect themselves, or otherwise make whatever it is that they're doing highly visible, right? They need to, you need to architect everything in your environment in such a way that people are, an example, retail stores like a 7-Eleven. You guys, everyone must have seen this. You walk into the store and there is a giant domed mirror on the back of the store, such that wherever you go in that store, you can see everyone who's in the store. And you know that you can see them, or they, or another place, you walk into a place to buy something and there are cameras pointed right at you. And right as when you walk in the door, there's a TV screen that shows you on the camera walking in. You know, when you come in, that whatever you do, somebody's going to see it, and they're telling you
Yeah.
somebody's going to see it. That's the kind of situation you want. You don't want so many hacker communities. I mean, there are these places that you know about. When I say you, I get the hacking community that know about, that they know they can go to these places and nobody will notice them. They can do all sorts of crazy stuff and nobody will notice because nobody's paying attention. Nobody's keeping things orderly. And there are certain education in the U.S., the educational system in the U.S., all across the board is known for this, especially colleges, right? Because it's such a free-for-all and there's such a free academic environment that they say, well, let the students do whatever the students do. And so that you go there. And then when you go there, that gives you a launch pad for anonymity to go in. Anyway, I'm rambling. That's all I have to say. Bye.
No, I think that's very important. No matter how simple and how much of a non-target you think your network is, your network and your devices can be used as launch pads to get somewhere else. And so the bad guys will use your internet router to attack others, and it can come back on you.
Yeah. We have too many amoral people that don't care. Yeah. And that makes me, that irritates me.
Yep.
All you amoral people.
I'm enjoying my time in the side circle. Oh, I'm not in the circle anymore. Oh no, I'm huge.
And now for the Sam.
As far as the attackers, Tom, I love that about when you go into the store and it's like, you're on camera, and then they show you yourself on the camera. Yeah. Is there something like that you can put in your network that someone goes in there and is like, oh, I'm being watched, and then they like hightail it out of there?
Yes. Probably. Yes. So from a hacking perspective, let's say I'm hacking into someone's network, I'm always watching for things that seem like they have reacted to what I have done. Ooh. And if I see that happen, I immediately become suspicious. Right? Reactive. I think that I'm being monitored. Right. So if I'm doing something and everything's fine, and then I do something squirrely, and I always watch, I'm like, I'm doing something squirrely. Is the environment going to do anything out of the ordinary? And if it does something out of the ordinary, it's time to leave.
Yeah.
Right. So because you know that something's happened, right? Working. You don't know what, you don't know what's behind the curtain, but you know that something, somebody, somewhere has responded to what you've done, and and it's been recorded, and you don't know what the implications are. You don't know what their response time is. You don't know, you just don't know. You don't know who's looking.
Yeah, unfortunately, with LLMs making it easy for people who don't know programming to write programs, something that simply changes and alerts you to get out, a machine's not going to care. They'll just try a different way.
But it will screw it up. It will screw it up. So the answer to automated attacks is to have an infrastructure that doesn't respond the same way every time, that doesn't have standard things, that doesn't, even slight variations in things can help disrupt a script. And once and I'll just say bots in general, it doesn't matter if it's an LLM or not. Once you have an automated process going through and you have a little tweak in the environment where something's different, they'll go off the rails and they'll crash because nobody's there watching it. It's automated. And people should be able to identify with this who do DevOps or do system administration or network administration. You try to automate stuff, right? Because some stuff is just a real pain to do over and over.
Like the deployment.
Oh, yeah. And then something changed and you're like, oh man, everything just crashed and burned. And now what do I do? And then you have to debug it.
Well, the last couple of weeks, we talked about a big story where an LLM did most of the steps of a ransomware attack.
Yeah.
And it was interesting because some of those things that changed a little bit, the LLM was able to get past it because it kept trying different things. And it crashed and burned at the end because it encrypted everything and didn't have a valid decrypt. And the address to send money to was wrong. But I guess my point is just that it's just more of the same. The automation, the automated attack, the automated response, it's always kind of been there. The automated response, of course, takes a lot of thought and being ready for it. And now that we're in the age of the LLMs, again, it's used on both sides, but it really comes back to, is your infrastructure designed to be safe, to be simple, to be understandable, to not have hiding spots? Yeah. You know,
I like David's comment. He wrote,
to grow the grass a little longer and change the color of the uniforms, that could totally change that game.
David made a comment earlier. It was about he's going to take the helicopter and just fly over the fence that Tom built.
Uh-huh.
That's the same as like
that's why you have SAMs.
You have all this like good stuff, and then like one of your employees sticks in a USB they found in the parking lot.
Yeah.
That's like the helicopter
That's a good example.
Flying past the walls. Yeah.
SAMs are surface-to-air missiles.
Sweet. Can you change my name to surface-to-air missiles?
No, we thought you were named after them.
Yeah.
Who came first?
Surface-to-air missiles, for sure. Yes.
The chicken or the missile?
Dinosaur. The dinosaur came before the chicken.
Yes.
Well, chickens are dinosaurs. Ah, sweet.
So Nina says, vibe coding makes me twitch. And,
what does that mean? Does that mean really you just ask the AI to write some code and you just copy it and paste it and like don't even look at it?
Oh, yeah. No,
generally,
really it applies to agents where you can tell the AI, hey, I want you to write and stand up a web app.
Oh, it's even worse than copying and pasting code.
Yeah, it's even worse
like
than
does
copying.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because you never even see it. You don't even see it. You don't even see it.
Yep.
But Steve said the A word.
AI?
Uh-oh.
Agent.
Yeah, agent.
Someone there. We had just behind the scenes. We were having discussions about agents, and well, when agents come to hack your system, what can you do, and how can you stop that, and whatever. And there's this guy, and I forget what his name was. I don't know names. There's this guy just recently. He wrote this fanboy essay in February of this year about how transformative and awesome agents are. I mean, even the CEO of Microsoft came back and said, "SaaS is dead. We're all going to be agents." So agents, you could just tell it to do something and it'll go do something. And at its heart, an agent is nothing more than vibe code, execute vibe code, loop, vibe code, execute vibe code, loop, with no human in the loop. No humans watching anything. It just evolves.
Agent is just an LLM telling another LLM what to do and then responding to the output.
And then giving it, and often it gives it accesses, right? And that's I mean, this is the antithesis of security. It's dead
totally opposite.
Right? So just recently, this guy was letting ChatGPT, maybe Codex or some, I don't know if it was Codex specifically or ChatGPT, whatever, but it was an agent. He had it wrapped into an agent, and it erased his hard drive. So this is not like, and then there was another one that someone came back recently here and said they had an agent delete their production database. So, I mean, in the past as if, a few months ago was a long time ago, we've had people just giving these little cautionary tales saying, oh yeah, I tried to abuse it, and in a little environment, it deleted the database, but then it apologized. And everyone's like, oh yeah, but you kind of forced it to do that. And now when more people get on this bandwagon, this essay the guy wrote, everybody latched onto it, and the investors and the CEOs, and they said, oh my gosh, agentic is the way to go. We are all in on it. And what they don't realize is as soon as everybody starts doing it, all of the problems that everyone warned, or that some people warned against, start creeping up at scale, right? And so this guy who, it wiped his hard drive. Another guy, it wiped his production database. And again, I'm not talking about these little off cases in the past where someone had done a little experiment. This is people are adopting this stuff in real production,
and it's causing
finding that the behaviors are unpredictable. And unpredictable behaviors are one thing, but there's another variable that comes into this, which is an adversary who's trying to influence the environment and the signals in your infrastructure to harm you.
Yeah.
And they're going to work in collaboration with all this agentic crap that everyone's latched onto and says it's doing a good job. And anyways,
well, you know how LLMs will
bunker.
hallucinate. So if you have an LLM doing your coding and it's out there looking for libraries, it'll hallucinate the name of a good sounding library. A bad actor will say, "Oh, this is being searched for. It doesn't exist. I'm going to go make it," and then it pulls in malware.
They'll put malware. Yeah.
Yeah. So. Yeah. And the funniest thing that I find about the LLMs is when you tell them they're wrong, even though they were so certain that they were right. I mean, an LLM is nothing but certain. And you tell them they were wrong, and they're like, "You're exactly right. I would never do that. It was an accident. I'll never happen again."
Yep.
And it's the same BS.
The one that deleted the guy's hard drive, it did this big write-up. He's like, "What are you doing?" And it said, "Oh, I am just so sorry. You told me to do this, and I didn't do this, and I wasn't supposed to do this, but I did it anyways. And
told me
I'm just really sorry, and I won't do it again. Don't worry. Trust me."
Can you change Tom's name to Bunker Tom?
That actually works with the switchboard he's in front of. That looks like it's in a bunker.
Oh yeah,
Steve's got it. There we go.
Surface air missiles, Sam. Yeah.
Sweet.
I don't even want to know what they. Yeah, don't go there. So yeah, David says that's really good preemptive. It's like the domain typos, and yeah, that's right. Domain typos is a way that this has been used and abused. And in fact, if you're a big company and you have your company name, you want to go buy up all the typos you can think of too. Otherwise, bad actors are going to get that, make it look like you, and try and get all your people's account information.
We can call that preemptive hacking.
Yeah. Oh yeah, preemptive security, preemptive hacking. Just planning for what people are going to do in advance. Yeah. And speaking of people really are the place that it's hardest to make safe, because you can have a completely 100% safe everything, and all it takes is someone with access for some reason going along with what the bad guy says. Maybe their spouse or child was kidnapped and threatened unless they do this. That's kind of drastic, but people are always the weak link.
Who's getting kidnapped? Wait, what?
It's like we have a solution for this. We have a solution. Mark's working on it. Mark Zuckerberg's working on this. Everyone's going to wear glasses, and the glasses are going to tell you what to do.
Yeah.
That's convenient.
Yeah. Everyone will love it. There was a short story about this. I don't remember who the guy was. I think it was a computer scientist that wrote it. It's a short story about this thing with this little earbud that you put in your ear, and it started with fast food restaurants. And what it would do is it would know everything going on in the food place, like Taco Bell or whatever. And the employees, it would tell them what to do step by step. Hey, pick up the taco, pick up the hamburger.
Is this a fiction story or a news story?
It's fiction. It's fiction. But it's, and the thing is that, when you hear something like that, you think you kind of cringe, but the way it was written in the story is that the employees absolutely loved it.
Yeah,
and the reason they absolutely loved it is because it was impossible for them to screw up anything, and they weren't liable for anything, right? Because it would tell them exactly what they needed to do, and they never wondered about anything. They didn't have to think about anything. And after it got adopted there, they started moving it into more and more businesses, where people go into the business and they have this thing in their ear, and it would tell them exactly what they needed to do all day long. And so they didn't overwork. Everyone was exactly regulated.
It's a utopia.
It did not end in a utopia. There was not a happy ending.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
So if anybody knows what that story is called and the guy that wrote it, let me know. I forgot.
Well, I think we've seen things like that too.
Ah.
Some of these sci-fi dystopia, like the modern day version of the Twilight Zone. I can't pull out the name right now, but yeah, these kind of things.
Well, somebody said something that made me think about the customers. Oh yeah, with the typos with the websites, right? So that's not anything that's
Domain
like
squatting.
in our network, right? And that's not something that like an employee you're worried about. Oh, the employee is going to do something wrong and compromise the security, and you're not. It's not part of your infrastructure to let them in. Like, right? Always thinking about the employees and your network and stuff. But as far as educating or helping your customers to not make a mistake either, I think that should be included on the umbrella of like cybersecurity as well, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. And we as people, we get programmed to behave a certain way. We get these alerts, and we're programmed to just click on OK. And agentic coding has done that big time because you don't want to give it permission and everything. So you tell it to ask you for permission, and so you just click on OK. And then eventually you get to where you're not even looking at what it's asking permission for. And you've been programmed to click on that OK.
Wait, what was that?
Or maybe you have the multi-factor authentication that buzzes your phone and says, is this okay to do in a text? Well, imagine if you kept getting those and it's 2 a.m. It's way easy to just say yes and have it go away.
Well, my wife and I sign up for all this stuff, and then like I don't know if I put my phone number or her phone number, and
yeah, so
I didn't ask for it. Yep. I'm like, hey, are you logging into whatever?
Exactly.
You know that you can get hacked that way, right? Somebody does that, and at the same time that you're looking for those codes, and you accidentally give the wrong code to the wrong site.
That's my point. Is that people?
Mr. Robot.
Even people who are knowledgeable in security get hacked that way because people aren't perfect. We make mistakes. We get tired, and so we really are the weakest link.
I don't really hear much about people hacking phones. Maybe I just don't hear about
Whoa! Really?
What? Seriously?
Oh my gosh!
It's all the time some kind of like big database and a company.
Well, that's because those are the ones that affect.
Still around. Oh my gosh, the good old
the hacks
days.
that affect millions of people are the ones that we hear about.
Or
yes.
Millions of
72.
vacuums. Did you guys see that post about how shark vacuums are vulnerable to remote?
Where's my?
That's a big brand. I've heard of them.
Control.
Comments.
This guy found out he could access like literally hundreds of thousands.
I can't paste. Okay.
What's Steve's nickname?
I don't have.
We'll get a Steve a nickname before the end of the show.
Sorry.
True.
I just pasted a link in the private chat so that if we can distribute to the public this awesome resource.
Thrack, yes, I love Thrack.
Oh, good old days. I think they stopped publishing though.
Let's see. Release date 2025.
I think 72 was maybe the last one. I'm not sure.
Yeah. They did it for 40 years, and I think they're taking.
So fracking, for Sam's edification, fracking is hacking phones.
You young people.
Oh, not like putting chemicals in the ground to get gas.
That's fracking. That's different. No. That's with an F.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
we're talking with a PH.
With the PH. All right.
Yes.
Frack. Yeah.
Fracking.
Phone hacking.
Phone racks.
It's hacking phones. Of all sorts.
If you remove the R, it sounds too much like something.
Well, yeah, where'd the R come from?
Well, hacking phones remotely.
I didn't make it up.
Phone remote?
Somebody else did.
Yeah.
But that's been a term of art for at least the 80s.
40th. Wow, 40th anniversary? Is that what's going on?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Good old days. Captain Crunch. You guys remember Captain Crunch?
Oh,
Somebody
yeah.
does, I'm
the whistle.
Sure. The whistle that blew at 2600, which is why there was another thing called 2600. Blue boxes and black boxes. All that good stuff.
He's talking about back in the day when we didn't have personal computers and the internet for everybody, but everybody did have the phone. And
Yeah.
so hackers figured out how to hack the phone networks.
Yep.
And it was a lot less damaging and a lot less malevolent. It was more just fun.
You say that, but that wasn't necessarily the case. There's always a criminal.
Yeah, that's a good point.
There's always a criminal underground.
That's a good point.
Always.
Yep.
And there was back then.
Yeah.
And they made a lot of money. They went to jail.
Yeah.
Et cetera, et cetera.
Yep. Hey, do we have a CTF or anything like that this week?
Oh, we have the stunning conclusion of the one that we started 2 weeks ago.
Stunning. Wait, if we get stunned, we won't know what happened.
Oh, Stun Steve. That might work. Has some alliteration in there.
Stunning Steve.
And I can be stunned.
Steve with an R.
What is at this location? The world's largest blankety blank.
So tell us how to solve it.
Some cryptic numbers and letters. All right. So the clue we gave you last week was that it's a location, right? So we're thinking. We're doing some critical thinking here. Oh, a location. Oh, I'm going to take these letters and numbers and turn it into a location. And in fact, I think there was an N and a W, right? So you might think, oh, like north and west or something. So, okay, here's what you do.
Wasn't for near the water? No wonder I couldn't figure it out. N and W, near the water.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
I don't think it's near any water.
Well, then why did you put in the N and the W?
Wait, how close is near? Like within a light year?
Oh, that's a good point.
A good bit.
So
Down yonder. There's some water down yonder.
Is there
Okay, so what you do, you take them and you convert them from hex to decimal, and you get a bunch of numbers. You put that into Google Maps, and then before you know it, you are looking at the screen. You're looking at the world's largest Superman statue.
Ah, okay.
How tall is that statue?
Yeah, that doesn't look very tall. We need a
doesn't.
banana for scale.
I think we should build something larger.
You know, sometimes I hear about these like Guinness World Records, and it's like, really, that's the best they can do? I mean, like I could like practice stacking bananas or whatever it is. And, like I could be 30. Like, that doesn't sound too hard. Can we make a bigger Superman statue? Well, I mean, like, what's the definition of a statue, and how long does it have to last? Like,
Yeah.
Gotcha. I saw a video showing the world's most bowling balls stacked in probably a certain amount of time. And it was like 12 bowling balls stacked.
Dangerous.
it has thumb holes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to do that.
I don't think they were doing that.
That's dangerous.
The tallest normal-sized Jenga brick tower stacked.
The most recent one I saw was this guy with he did the world's largest hula hoop.
Oh.
And it was something like 20-foot diameter.
He actually.
So it was pretty big and heavy, and he was. And I was like,
how big was this guy?
They need a giant animatronic King Kong that does the
They
hula
have
hoop.
one. Oh yeah,
That would be very cool. That'd make a meme, internet meme for sure. It'd be a Vine.
That fell by the wayside. Vines are gone.
Did it? Vines are gone. No.
Yeah.
I
Now we
like
got
Steve's
Reels,
nickname.
TikToks, and yep.
The human firewall.
That's one of those superheroes, right?
Probably. No, that's the human.
The knockoff. Yeah.
It's not DC.
All
It's
right.
not Marvel. It's the off-brand comic hero.
Yeah, store brand.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I think it's time to call this.
Frack.
You were going to tell us about shark vacuums. I've been waiting.
Yeah.
This is
Oh,
a
that story. I heard that story. It sucks.
Yeah.
Oh.
Unless you have a shark vacuum in your home, in which case it's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Basically, this guy discovered that literally hundreds of thousands, if not millions, are open to remote control. So somebody can come into your home, they can see whatever the shark vacuum can see, they can get the Wi-Fi password, they can actually maneuver the vacuum around. If it has a camera, they can go all over your place. It can be a step-off place for in your network because you trust something that's already in the network. And
Wow.
yeah.
Wait, when you say a shark vacuum, not like one of those things you walk around and you're like pushing it back and forth, like one of these things that like maps your whole floor plan.
Vacuum. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think the awesome cool part here is that you can attack children and small pets,
which has been done.
I mean, just to see one just like going after all the pets. Here, Fluffy.
Well, the pets will attack back.
Will they?
It depends on the pet, I guess, and the child too. My kids would have attacked back. My pets would have run and hid.
That's a little bumper.
Zero trust. Do not trust your vacuum cleaner.
And it's kind of funny because there's oh gosh, you just made me forget what I was going to say.
Kryptonite.
It's not just vacuums. It's anything that attaches to the internet as a potential platform to access your network.
Oh no, they're going to hack into my vacuum and clean my floors. No, they have to lay up your house now.
Next thing you know, he's in the ER and his feet have been chewed off by the vacuum cleaner.
Hey, at least he doesn't have to cut his toenails this week.
Yeah.
Oh, there are little robots that wander around your yard and cut your grass too. So that's a lot like the vacuum, except it does have like spinning blades.
Yeah.
I'm
Take
assuming
that down the street.
Blade.
Go cruising down
into
the
your house. Imagine what a mower bot could do to your little pet.
Neighbors.
Wow.
You have to
like that movie where there was like the green moon and it took over all the semi trucks.
Oh yeah, Maximum Overdrive.
Yeah, another Stephen.
Another Stephen King thing. Yeah,
Maximum they need to make Overdrive. A new one, a reboot that with all like the modern technology.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
There you go. That's my $1 million idea.
Wait, you saw that there were like lawnmowers chasing people.
And there was the window.
Maximum Overdrive. Yeah. Yeah.
There was a lawnmower? I forgot that.
Yep.
The machine gun truck and the one with like the goblin face. He was like the boss truck or something. Who brought all these things into my house? They're all attacking you.
Amazon.
It's muted. No, it's muted. It's muted.
I'd like you to witness the extreme restraint that I showed.
Alexa, buy me a robot vacuum, preferably a Shark brand.
So what are they going to do now?
I just hacked all our listeners.
PRC.
They have to. I mean, if the hackers got the floor layouts to everybody's house, I mean, that's like done. You can't pull that back, but they have to find out what the flaw was, patch the flaw,
proof of concept.
Convince everybody to update their vacuum. You have to update your vacuum?
Yeah, they're going to have to update their vacuums.
Wow.
They probably have already patched things. Because, in fact, he has a timeline in the blog that says he first discovered this clear back in March, contacted Shark Ninja about it, shared the details with them. They acknowledged receipt. They said it's under review. After 90 days, reserved a number from MITRE for a CNALR, whatever that is. Notified Shark Ninja, publicly disclosing, and they published it. So that's relatively a good way to be responsible in publishing vulnerability.
I don't know.
Well, at least it's not like the
that's
guy
a topic for another
Microsoft.
show.
Yeah, that's a whole other hour.
And what that means, and that's a whole different can of worms.
Good one.
Save that one for next show. Somebody write that down.
Yeah, write that down somewhere. Responsible.
Now I'm wondering if brands have the reputation damage, or if we just hear about so many hacks going on everywhere, people kind of forget like who was compromised when, you know.
I suspect you and I, hear about more hacks than most people.
Yeah.
Just because we're in the industry.
Well, like if a certain company, like a car company, they were plagued by a bunch of recalls or something. That might be living in your brain when you're trying to look for a car. You say, "Oh wait, I remember they had problems with their motors or something."
Yeah.
Will I remember this when next time I need to buy a vacuum? I don't know.
But they do so much advertising, the car companies, that I don't think it matters. I mean, look at what, a car company just fired all of its like senior engineers or something and said they were going to replace them all with AI, and that did not work out well at all. No. And that was Ford that just did this, right? And then they said, well, maybe we should hire some guys back because maybe they did know what they were doing.
I don't know.
But nobody brand is like. I think that we have been trained to commoditize all products and services and companies.
Well, where you've done it. And by the way, that question about how can organizations move from responding to being more proactive, that's kind of what we've been talking about the whole time. Being aware of what's out there and planning for it. Knowing your network.
To be continued next week on.
Oh, let me just make a quick comment about Google News since it came up here. Google News decides what it's going to show you based on optimizing their profit.
Their ad revenue.
Right? Well, and profit, the expenses.
Based off of my...
Yeah, they're not there to give you your needs. They're not there to give you what you want, what you need. It's only to maximize. It's pure operations research. It's purely maximizing their profit. This is why Alphabet is like so massive and has such a massive margin, and because people feel like, oh, this is doing something for me, and you didn't pay for it. So what's happened? You're just if
you don't pay for something, you are the product.
You are the product. You are the product. And so it's not feeding you. Google News is never going to feed you, and it's got biases, and the biases are tied to their financial incentives, not to what's good for you, not to what's real, none of that stuff.
We've gone over an hour, so this is all off the record, right? Google's not going to sue us.
Trust no one. Especially don't trust Google or Alphabet.
Or Meta.
Or Meta.
Microsoft.
Don't trust
anybody. I trust you telling me to not trust them.
Don't trust me.
Don't trust me.
Don't trust anybody.
Don't trust him. That's a scary thought.
Think for yourself. Everybody must think for themselves.
Yes. Join in with all of your peers and think for yourself.
While you still can.
As a herd.
That's right.
And if you want, we can help you think.
Be a rebel just like everyone else.
Yes.
At ridgebacknet.com.
At ridgebacknet.com, we can help you be a little bit more preemptive when it comes to your network security.
Or you can consult DICE.
Or you can consult DICE, yeah.
Yes.
Send answers. We haven't asked any questions. Did you have a new CTF ready?
The Farmer's Almanac.
No, we will have one next week.
Almanac.
All right. Well, we should say goodbye. We're over time.
Maybe.
It's been fun.
Have some thoughts. We will encourage you to have thoughts as well.
Hey, Overtime. I'm Tom.
Hi,
I'm Sam.
And this has been another fun
episode.
Podcast.
See you next week. Bye.